At times, it can feel like the narcissist isn't getting their karma. There's many reasons why you shouldn't even want to be there. I understand that seeing them suffer, seeing them in pain the way they made you feel can be a bit relieving. It kind of relieves some of that tension we've built up from all of the stress that this narcissist has put us under. But when you're actively seeking someone's karma, it inadvertently creates negative energy within yourself. You don't have to worry about a narcissist receiving their karma. It's gonna happen to them. And for this simple reason. And honestly, you thinking about them, you being involved in their life any further when they've obviously shown you time and time again that they aren't a good person. The narcissist lives by other people's reflection, and they also live by other people's material things. They are very parasitic in nature. They copy a lot of what you do because in a sense they don't know how to be a human being, at least on a very spiritual emotional level. They're always going to end up shooting themselves in the foot because they don't have the power to plan for the future, and their past is always tormenting them. This creates something that is very terrible. And when you listen to my teachings and you develop a spiritual practice, you'll understand that a lot of what spirituality is living in the here and now. It is doing, whether it's praying, whether whatever you choose, a lot of it is trying to focus and center your mind into the here and now. And that is something the narcissist doesn't really do. They never really plan for the future. They're always running from the past. They're very impulsive, which might seem like this is someone who is they do live in the here and now, but in a very dissociated state. They're always being swayed from this direction and that direction by their past traumas, their emotions, their desire to fulfill their like very base needs, right? Like imagine if you lived that way. Imagine if you gave in to all your impulses. Every time you walked by or drove by a fast food place, you stopped by and ate. Every time you didn't feel like going to work, you just didn't. They do not have a lot of foresight of mind, and that is just one of the many reasons their karma is going to be guaranteed. The narcissist doesn't really have a lot of self sufficiency. They don't have a lot of those things, and that's why they take from others. But one day, whatever this narcissist does to acquire and will steal things from other people, that charm is going to go away someday. Whether it's their looks, whether it's their ability to lie and deceive. As we get older, our cognitive abilities diminish, and things just happen to us in life, right? Our physical body gets sicker. Eventually, whatever powers, whatever evil powers this narcissist has, they're gonna go away. And when their capacity to secure supply and to manipulate people and to get the things they want goes away, that is when all of their karma will come in. That's when life comes and collects. When you accumulate such negative energy, you see the narcissist is a very paranoid person, and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You don't think someone like that is always paranoid that other people are gonna do what they do to others? You don't think someone like that is always looking over their shoulder? A narcissist, a narcissist do a lot of thievery sometimes, but they are a lot like a criminal in the sense that when criminals are living that on the wrong side of just society, like a narcissist is, they're always worried, like, is today the day I go to jail? They're always looking over their shoulder. Is that an undercover cop, or is that just a car that looks like an undercover cop? They are always in a state of stress, and that's basically what the narcissist is going through on the daily. they never have peace of mind. They never can fulfill what it truly means to have an honest, open relationship, to have maybe they're always moving from here to there. There's no calm and peace in their life. And hopefully you've been distancing yourself from the narcissist. And that's just another reason why you're not seeing them get their karma. Just like not everyone around you gets to see all the tragic things that are happening to you, we don't really announce to the world the bad things that happen to us. On the contrary, in today's narcissistic, social media driven world, we tend to just put out the best things about ourselves. And the narcissist also does this to an even more extreme extent. I've spoken to you about the laws of the universe. Everything has like an opposite within itself. When somebody is posting that they're super happy, that they're this and that, like they're on top of the world, there usually is a hidden factor. There's probably something going on there. Even when someone is genuinely happy and they just like, let's just say it's one of your friends and they're posting about their trip they took to Aspen or wherever, it's still kind of like a cry for help. It's, hey everybody, look at what I'm doing. It's you want to be seen so badly. The happiest people I know, they've done something the narcissist can't do, and they've looked within themselves and they've achieved a level of inner peace and happiness that is quite frankly unachievable for a narcissist. The most successful, the most happiest, etc. type of people I know, they are very assured of who they are on all levels, whether it's material, spiritually. They don't need to worry about other people. They don't aren't worried about the people that have wronged them. They know of the karmic cycle. They know that if someone walks into your life and they hurt you, that's more a reflection of who they are. When we sit there and we ruminate, when we give it more importance than it needs, because everything that happens to you, good or bad, is just part of the karmic cycle. And it just happened that you got entangled with this narcissist, and in reality they came to show you something about yourself. Why is it that you met this person and it had such a significant impact on your life? It means that wherever you were, whatever state your life was in, the narcissist came to teach you something, even though it might have been very painful, even though it might have taken you to the worst place you've ever been to in life. It was an indication of something you needed at the time. And the narcissist, honestly, for whatever reason of their mostly tragic life cycle, they needed you at that point too. You should take solace in the fact that you were probably one of the very few good things that ever happened to to that narcissist. Don't wish harm on other people. It only ends up hurting you. Don't sit there and wait for the narcissist karma, because I've been that person before. And believe me, yes, it'll feel good. It'll feel good to get like justice, all that hate and resentment you built up, and the moment that you actually finally got what you wanted, you'll see that it was really meaningless. You might experience happiness for a few moments, but towards the end of it, you're gonna realize that all it did was you held on to a lot of anger and resentment for however long you waited for this narcissist to get their karma, and the payment wasn't, the payoff wasn't that great. You got a few minutes probably, for what, a few hours of happiness from them getting their revenge. But how long did you ruminate on it? How long were you walking around with that chip on your shoulder? The thing about these relationships we get into with the narcissist is they're this very karmic type of relationships where they end up teaching us a lot about ourselves. They end up mirroring us, not only because it's part of the narcissistic personality disorder, but whoever you meet in this life, unless it's a very surface level acquaintance type of relationship, they're always going to mirror back to you a lot about yourself. Because at the end of the day, people treat you according to how they feel inside, and you're going to treat people according to how you feel inside. And the things that people reflect back to you, the things that people do to you, and the things that you do to other people, it ultimately is just a reflection of who you are. And when you really understand that At the end of the day, like when you'll see when the narcissist finally gets their karma, at the end of the day, what are you feeling? It's all you. Those are feelings that you're feeling within yourself. Yeah, you might see the narcissist get their karma, but these are all internal processes. At that point, it really has nothing to do with the narcissist. They might even not even know that you saw them get their justice. And personally, I think the greatest karmic revenge you can get on a narcissist is not letting those awful things they did to you define you in a negative way. I found that through this terrible experience, I ended up awakening even more further spiritually, and it just taught me that there was just so many gaps and things that I still hadn't worked on in myself. And the narcissist came here, I think, with a plan or the intention. That's a big thing that differentiates a good person from the narcissist is we walked in there with good intentions, and they walked in with bad intentions, selfish intentions. They wanted you to be ruined. They wanted to cause hurt at certain points. If when how I really won the conflict and situation with that narcissist is I used all of those negative experiences as a learning experience, and they ended up making me a better person instead of a worse person like the narcissist really wishes you to be after dealing with them.